This is your host, Kenny Smith, and everybody been wondering what I've been doing all summer. Actually, what I'm getting ready to start to do for the summer is that I'm ready to get out of town. Been here in our little town of Dunningan for a while, taking care of our father's business. As you know, we lost our father, the Reverend Roosevelt Gilchrist, and sitting out here on this land that he loved, and where I've got my RV parked. Got to cut the grass. It probably hasn't been cut in about a year, and so picking up the camera, I decided to just shoot the place. But instead, I noticed all of the ladybugs that we have here. I'm going to have to destroy this whole habitat. And there's like millions of these things. I mean, they're all over the place, but I don't want to take just one of its lives. But here, we got to cut the grass, because if not, it's going to become a fire hazard. And as you can see, I'm working on my little Ford Ranger XL, so the transmission's out, and I'm gonna pull it out and put a new one in. Do it right here on the grounds with the tools I've got. Right now, you're looking at all the goat heads. God, if you come in barefooted and you're walking out here, these little things are a menace to society. And hey, they're bad news on tires too. So if you're walking out here in Dunningan, wear shoes. Remember, these things will puncture your tires or puncture your feet. At least get some kind of resistance. And remember, goat heads. But anyway, I packed up by my brother's BMW. We've got one of the hybrid golden plums that my mother happened to introduce. As you've seen these pictures, they're green. But as of this posting, they've all been eaten up by the birds. They tend to hang out and dive bomb in the city and dive bomb right into the trees. So anyway, across town from our main street, in our local rice gathering unit, we see that we've got these gorgeous peacocks. There's a family of about 6 of them that I've counted over the years. And of course, you're watching the helicopters as they spray the fields. This is the best way we fertilize and even plant a lot of crops out here in Dunningan. Our little area's getting ready to blow up. It's going to blow up really big. They're going to combine 2 of the towns, which is Zamora and Dunningan, into one city. We will be the largest of the new cities in 30 years. So the area is going to be roughly about 20 miles total for a new city. But anyways, you get a chance to look at driving on the backside of Dunningan, and you see the I-5 freeway. This is going south towards Sacramento and west on the 505 towards San Francisco. So this is what they call a utility farmer's road. These sometimes are maintained by the county, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're maintained by the farmers' co-ops. But on this particular given road, the county of Yolo actually takes care of this. And I use it to go around to go to the gas station. The reason being is I don't like getting on the freeway. And I don't particularly like getting on the other side of the road, because they're bringing all the farm and implement equipment. They're going from farm to farm. And usually these big beasties, they cover the whole road, so you have to kind of drive out on the edge of the road or over in the ditch. It's no big deal. Hey, we're a farming community, and they come first, okay? And we understand that. We have no qualms about having our fellow farmers, as we are farmers ourselves, get to their crops, get to their fields. So anyway, as we drive along this road, we're going to encounter boxes and boxes of bees. The beehives from our aerators. I think that's the word you use. But hey, bee farmers. And millions of bees come out and pollinate the fields. This year we're growing sunflower seeds. It seems to be one of the main crops. Of course, it's going to be for oil. And the other main crop out here is the rice. And last year, after the tsunami in Japan, 37% of all the rice that was grown in the Yolo Valley went straight to Japan. 37% every day. Massive undertaking for our farmers. But we can do it. We're basically the rice capital of the world. Even though Arkansas and all the other states grow rice with us, but Northern California is definitely the rice capital of the planet. We generate more rice per area than all the cities, I should say all the counties in the states, United States put together. Well, because of one, we have the Sacramento River right by us. The climate is temperate. We're not that far from San Francisco Bay, maybe 70, 80 miles, and the temperature climb right off the bay comes right over the mountains, little small mountains, right and deposit their warm, wet, I should say they're, well, not really wet, damp, I would like to say. They're damp, contents on the leaves and everything. So everything, you get up in the morning and all the plants are nice, soaked with water from the night before as the condensation occurs and it sticks to the plant. But as anything else, as we're driving out here, you can looking at a road that I usually go up every once in a while, going down, and this road is kind of where the almond trees are on one side, rice on one side, onions, seed onions. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres, and they just chop the tops off for the onion seeds that goes all over the world. But we have a lot of animals that are really not nice to us, and periodically the farmers find them out here and they cut them down. And I'm talking about the coyotes primarily. I really don't like hurting anything, but like I said, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. The land is so fertile due to the Yolo bypass that was built back in the 1800s, of course by prison populations who had long sentences. Hand dug, they curved the water. It used to flood out here all the time to the mountains. It was giant lakes. And all this land that you see that we're on is bottom land. When the Sacramento River overflooded its banks, and it floods out hundreds of miles in each direction, it deposits this silt on these lands. And it has been doing this for about 1 million years or so. And when man came along in the 1800s, he decided to tame the waters and put in the Yolo bypass. And when he did that, it sucked all the water down into a bypass, which gave the farmers total control of the land. Flooding minimal, if any at all anymore. The water's used for all the lakes, for the Lake Calusa, the American River, all the little small lakes in the area. Of course, up here is where the Zodiac Killer tromped madly for years. But those days are behind us, we hope, we love to say. But anyway, this valley is absolutely beautiful. You're looking right now on the backside of Yolo County, and in this area we're coming down in Dunningan on the backside that we were driving, and we're coming across I-5 and back east to 99 West. 99 West is the original road that ran north and south from Los Angeles to Seattle. This was the original road. But as you can see right now, this is probably the busiest spot on West 99. It has its own stop sign, own stoplight. Alright. Right now, I'm following this truck because he's going south. And he's turning into the Pilot. Now in our Pilot, we have a Wendy's. We have our own restaurants. And we've got Jack in the Box. And we've got all other nice new things coming into our town too, to enhance everything that we have here. But the craziest thing about having a new town, you get everything new. Dunningan is going to have a brand new high school, brand new junior high or middle school, and brand new school for elementary. New libraries, swimming pools. We're going to have everything a city have, including our own police department, our own fire department, and 25,000 brand new homes that's going to be built in this area starting now. This project has been in the works for over 10 years, and they've been talking about this seem like forever, but hey, the time has finally come. So it's not going to be too long before they're going to be putting up posters for elections, and we're going to need a new city council, new police chief, hey, new mayor, new everything, new dog catcher. When you're starting a brand new city, this is going to be really, really unique. We've got something that's going to be exciting for Dunningan and Zamora. But the greatest thing about it is we're going to get stores. We're not going to be a food desert anymore. So anyway, I apologize to all my dear friends and followers and fans whom I've been keeping under wraps for a while, but what's happening is that I've been pretty busy. Not like everybody else hasn't been busy either, but I've been busy. Like I said, after funerals, as a matter of fact, we talk about 2 funerals. My stepbrother died 45 days ago. We put him to rest. And then, of course, my father passed away, and we buried him a week and a half ago, or June the 15th of 2013. We're going to miss all of them. But there's one thing for sure. Life is very, very short. And you can't waste your time bickering and doing nothing when you got things to do. Life is good, and you make the best of it, because this is all we know. This is all we got right here. Anyway, at the backside of 99, going south, going to Woodland, going to Mom's house. So we leave one property and head to the other properties. As you can tell, going down the road, my thumb is in the way of the lens. And I have to tell you one thing. I shot this whole thing on the Samsung cell phone, okay? But the only thing I don't not like about the Samsung is that when it comes to recording sound, it's horrible. Matter of fact, you can't convert the sound over, and it makes horrible popping noises. So you have no sound at all on the Samsung camera, especially if you have to convert it from the 3GP or the MPEG-4, the MPEG-4 file has to be converted over to an AVI or an MPEG-2. The sound does not come with you cleanly. Matter of fact, it breaks up really bad, and it doesn't convert at all. Now on the left-hand side, as I'm passing by, you're going to miss the part where there is actually 100-year-old cacti that blooms once every 100 years. And we just passed it. So if you run the tape back, as I was talking for about 3 or 4 seconds, you'll see it. Here on the right-hand side is a field of flowers. But right here, this is the tree of coyotes. Don't really appreciate the tree of coyotes, but these are like 25 or 30 coyotes that have been nailed to this tree for the past 25 or 30 years. I usually come to this tree to see the dead bodies of the coyotes. Basically, it's a fight between a farmer, his cattle, his goats, his sheep, chickens, and the poor coyote who has basically been pushed all the way out and all the way back. There's really no room for him on the west out here anymore. And the ones that are usually caught, this is their fate. They're shot and nailed up to the tree. Now, usually when I come by here, I usually pay homage to these guys. Like I said, they're not the best of friends for the farmer. But hey, they're God's little creatures too, trying to make a living for their babies. And hey, and at times, there's just not enough room for us. Definitely not enough room for them. And we do what we've done to everything, from the dodo bird to the passenger pigeon to the wolves to all other kind of creatures. We've wiped them out. We've wiped them out on huge scales to where the only person that's left is us, the farmers. And it's not to say that we do it because we like to. They do it because they have to. It's at this point in time, it's either them or us. And the way it works, it's them and not us. So, you ask what I'm doing this summer? Hey, get an RV ready, do some wax on it, fighting the spiders, fixing things here and there. You start off with one project and end up fixing something else. It's absolutely incredible. You never ever get away, ever. It's always something to do. So this is Kenny Smith saying, until I post another one, y'all take care. And thank you for tuning in.